Good afternoon, everyone. Well, this is the moment that we've all been waiting for. Yes, it is. I love the excitement and the energy in the crowd. Don't sit down just yet, okay? Before we begin, I'm just letting you know that my name is Melody Buckner. I'm the interim dean of U of A South, and I will be emceeing this celebration tonight. Okay, so let's get started. I want to have a lot of fun with this ceremony. So this is the first time I'm doing this, so please forgive me if I falter. And I know that I have a lot of friendly faces out there. I'm really excited to see our graduates right in front of me. But before we get started, I would like to introduce some of our dignitaries and speakers for this afternoon's ceremony. So please hold your applause to the end till after everyone has been recognized. And if I say someone's name wrong, I apologize first off. Okay, so here we go. Melissa Vito, she is our Senior Vice President for Student Affairs and Enrollment Management. She is also our Senior Vice Provost for Academic Initiatives and Student Success. Then we have the Regent, I'm gonna say it wrong, Vianney Carriga, representing Arizona Board of Regents. Then we have J.D. Rottweiler, he's the president of Cochise College. We have Alicia Ash representing Congresswoman Martha McSally, also Mayor Pro Tem of Sierra Vista. We have Shay Saucedo representing U.S. Senator John McCain. Okay. Guys, just stand behind me. We have Julie Castle representing U.S. Senator Jeff Flake. We have Zach Royce representing Congressman Tom O'Halloran. We have Cristobal Laura Castillo, our representative for the Mexican Consulate of Douglas. We have Charlie Cutler. He's our guest speaker, and he's got an amazing story to tell you today. We have Randy Groth, who is our CEO of All Source Global Management and the Senior Civilian Aide to the Secretary of the Army from Arizona, and a 1990 graduate of U of A. Great. We have Cody Nichols, who is our Assistant Dean of Students for the Military and Veteran Engagement at the University of Arizona. We have Dr. Barbara Cetera, who is our Associate Professor of History and Associate Dean of Academic Affairs at U of A South. We have Dr. Todd Lutz, who's the president of U of A South Faculty Forum and program director of Government and Public Service. We also, from the community, have Michael Boardman, who is the president of U of A South Foundation, and Rick Mueller, who is the mayor of Sierra Vista. Now, also in our audience, we have some VIPs. They're seated in the front row today, and if you would please stand up and turn around and say hello to everybody. We appreciate you coming and being a part of our ceremony. So now I got through that. Everybody can give a big round of applause. So before I go further, I want to recognize our military and veteran community by having them stand. So could you stand right now? All of our veterans and they are... Our graduates are all wearing the white stoles, so if you see them afterwards, could you please go up and thank them for their service? I also want to thank all of our education graduates. So would all of the people that are graduating in education please stand? Wow, that's a big group. Fantastic. Thank you. So I'm going to say a few words to you as your dean today. I'm going to keep it short and sweet, but there is going to be a test afterwards, so pay attention, okay? So today is all about you, and it's about your achievements. However, it is also about the people who have supported you on this amazing journey. For no one reaches this pinnacle without someone in your corner. So I want you to each graduates, turn and look and give applause to the people who supported you through this amazing journey. You guys make all the difference. So before we get down to the business of the day, and that's getting your diplomas in your hands, I want to give you a few words of wisdom as you go out into this world with this brand new degree. Know that these degrees will open doors for you and will allow opportunities that you never, ever dreamed of. I'm a good example of that. I never thought that a degree would get me on this stage speaking in front of you. So be careful for all the opportunities that are going to come knocking at your door, but make sure you take them with the gusto that they deserve. So there's three things. So here's the test. Okay, so get your thinking hats on. Get your phones out if you want to take notes. Here are the three things and one action item that I want to pass on to you today. They're easy to remember. They're 3 P's and a V. Got that? 3 P's and a V. The first P is positive attitude. A positive attitude can move mountains. Think about someone in your life that looks at the glass half full instead of half empty. These are the people who become our visionaries and lead us to innovations. Having a positive attitude can be the difference in having a good day, a bad day, a good life, or a miserable one. Stay positive, look at problems as challenges and obstacles as opportunities to grow. So, except before like coffee in the morning. So you ever have those people that are really cheerful in the morning, right? So always have your coffee and then go into your positive day. The second P, perseverance. Failure is always a part of success, and that's the fact. If you read the stories of successful people, you'll find that they talk more about their failures than they talk about their successes. And let me tell you a little story about how I learned this from my son. So raise of hands, how many of you play games, video games? Okay, so I played World of Warcraft. I'm a night elf on the Alliance, so So if anyone knows who that is, I'm sorry. And when I was learning to play this game, I was on that pathway of, I want to win. I want to get to the end. I want to get to the next level. And what would happen to me is I would always die. I would always get killed, and then I would have to go find my body. And I hated doing that. I was like, I hate getting killed. I hate having to backtrack and go find my body. And my son at the time looked at me with this face like only a teenager can when he's teaching his mom how to do a game. And he said, but Mom, that's how you learn. He goes, every time you get killed and you go back and find your body, you learn to play the game better. I was like, wow, wisdom from a teenager. So think about that when you're persevering. Your failures will always lead you to success. And the last P, so what was the first P? Positive attitude. Second P, perseverance. Third P, passion. For me, this is the key to happiness and to success. Because if you're passionate about whatever you do, you will never, ever work a day in your life. I know this because this is how I feel about my life at the University of Arizona. I have a passion for the difference that I can make, whether it is here at U of A South, whether it is in the classroom, or whether it is working with digital literacy, which is my research area and what I love to do. And I'm going to tell you a story about my path when I was on my dissertation, and my professor, Johnson, who's sitting in the audience here, he's also one of your professors. He told me when I was thinking about choosing my dissertation, he said, Melody, choose something that you don't mind losing sleep at night over, right? And he was right, because writing a dissertation takes a lot of sleepless nights. And fortunately, I did find that passion, and my dissertation was an educational journey that was like no other. And I hear a lot of people complain about writing a dissertation, but I never complained about it, and I didn't even complain about my defense. And why was that? Because I found something I was so passionate about. So as you go out in life, remember to find those things that you have passion about, and you'll never ever feel like you're working. Okay, so what were the 3 P's again? Positive attitude, perseverance, passion. So the last one, the V. V is for volunteering in your community, giving back to where you live, not doing it for the paycheck, but because you can make a difference in the lives of others. This is a theme that's close to my heart and the reason that I have invited our guest speaker here today. I want him to speak about his organization and what he does and the difference he makes in his community. But before Charlie comes to the podium, I want to bless you. So I have a small blessing for you, and I'm going to read it kind of slowly because I want you to really think about this blessing. And if you want a copy of that, I would be willing to send it to you. Ready? Here we go. Oh, wait, what were the three things again? Okay, here we go. May you be blessed with discomfort at easy answers, half-truths, and superficial relationships, so that you may live deep within your heart. May you be blessed with anger at injustice, oppression, exploitation of people, so that you may act on the side of justice, freedom, and peace. And finally, may you be blessed with enough foolishness to believe that you can make a difference in this world and do what others claim cannot be done. So that's my blessing for you today. I want you to go with this blessing into the world, make a difference, much like my friend Charlie is doing with his work in Nogales. And so, with that, I would like to introduce Charlie Cutler. He has started an organization in Nogales, and I want you to hear about his story. Thank you.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Not really sure how I can follow up the wisdom of World of Warcraft, but I will try. I want to begin similar to Melody, or Dr. Buckner, and really just congratulate everyone here in this room. Not just the graduating class of 2017, but their friends, their families, their communities, and all the supporters who made this day possible and helped them realize their hard work. So my name is Charlie Cutler. I'm the founder and director of a binational nonprofit that operates in Ambos, Nogales. We're called the Border Youth Tennis Exchange, BITE for short, and we provide free after-school tennis instruction and digital education programming to groups of children on both sides of the U.S.-Mexico border. We strive to provide valuable and innovative enrichment programming that can get kids excited about learning new things and also help steer them towards making good choices that'll positively influence their lives. Beyond that, we use specialized curriculums to connect the kids we work with on both sides of the border, and in the hope that by sharing and collaborating on projects, we can create friendships that bridge the cultural, physical, and rhetorical divides that we hear so much about these days. At its most basic level, BITE is about unity. It's about creating unity through access to innovative mentorship, and it's about promoting unity across barriers by tapping into the drives, the dreams, and the desires that are shared by all people. Politics and policy will be fought about forever, and these days it seems to be getting uglier and more disheartening. If there's one thing that unifies all of us, that unifies everyone, it's the hope that we can do better for our children and that their pathway can hold the potential to overcoming the challenges that we face in our lives and we've faced for our entire lives. At this point, I'd be surprised if any or many of you have heard of BITE or the work we're doing with children in the border region. That's okay. We're still young, we're still developing relationships and establishing our programs within these communities. I believe my purpose, though, in being here to speak with you guys today is more to offer an example of what you can do, of the types of creative directions and opportunities you can choose to take with the degrees you work so hard to earn. I've found a home in the nonprofit world and enjoyed the chance to follow my interests and believe in my work each day. But the reality is you will all face your own choices of how to spend your time and your talents, and you've worked hard for the privilege to weigh your options. Before I say more, because I think this needs to be said, I want to qualify my statements a little with an admission, really a confession. I'm still on the same journey that you guys all are, being faced with the same choices about my future and where I want my skills and my talents to lead me. I don't have a 30-year career to look back on or a wealth of experience and wisdom to share with you. For that, I'll defer to the rest of my esteemed colleagues on this stage. What I can share, though, that may be useful as you guys begin thinking about the next steps in your respective paths is a bit of the process that informed my choices and led me from a career in professional tennis and professional tennis coaching to creating an organization that I'm proud to consider a tangible representation of my values. It may not look as much like it or feel as much like it these days, but for most of my life, I considered myself an athlete first. My passions were for sports, and my ambitions were to get fitter and stronger and faster so I could compete at the highest levels. I spent 2 years in Latin America, hopping from one circuit to the next in Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, Venezuela, Chile, Argentina. I lived with local families, and I did my best to focus on winning tennis matches. Soon, though, I found that the time in between my matches was becoming more impactful and more meaningful than the time I was spending on the court. I started noticing two dynamics very clearly in the cities and towns I was visiting. First, I became acutely aware that traveling from place to place, hanging out in private tennis clubs, was insulating me from the realities, really the economic and social distresses that plagued many of the cities and places that I was visiting. It was jarring and unsettling at times, and awoke an interest to understand the histories and the policies that produced the conditions I was seeing in these communities. The second dynamic I experienced, and the one that likely inspired the career I have today, was the connective and unifying power of sport. Obviously, I can't claim to be the first one to have made this revelation. But I've been surprised that even a sport like tennis, which is hard to learn, requires access to a lot of equipment, and is considered by many as an elitist sport, could bring disparate people together in a completely non-threatening way. Despite not sharing the same politics, often not even sharing the same language, I was constantly impressed by how people could really be brought together in a meaningful way through what most would call a frivolous passion. I continued testing these observations as my playing career wound down, and I began coaching full-time in San Francisco. I taught mostly at a private club, but I contrasted this work by managing the inmate tennis program at San Quentin State Prison. San Quentin is an infamous place, but its tennis program is unique among correctional facilities because it brings volunteers from the outside in to play and compete with the men on a special court that had been built in that facility. I coordinated these events, and I promoted restorative justice. To be totally frank, though, watching the visitors and inmates discuss how to hit a backhand and just share their love of tennis, that really pumped me up, and it really reinforced what I'd been learning during that time that I spent on the road. It taught me about people, and it changed my own relationship with tennis, sport, and the ambitions that had always driven me. But that this type of unadulterated joy could materialize in such an environment, and that these interactions could come from a game with no greater purpose beyond the adrenaline of competing and the joy of finally perfecting the proper service toss, that blew my mind and changed my life. It got beyond politics, and it helped shape my values, really modeling the way I believe people are meant to interact. In the end, the observations I made while pursuing these fairly random careers, like Melody was just talking about, it drove me to pursue higher education and to craft a path for myself built out of the values that I'd found. So, the point of describing all this to you, really, is to emphasize that we often don't know which experiences will shape the paths of our lives and our professions. we also can't usually predict what that shape will look like, even when we can feel ourselves changing. At the point in my story when I began sensing that my perspectives and my purpose may be shifting, I could not have imagined that 5 years from then I would be working in southern Arizona and Mexico, trying to inspire even more connections through the game that I'd always loved and played. So, my advice to you, because at some point I believe I'm supposed to at least try to impart a measure of wisdom, is to continue learning and integrating your experiences and allow them to sometimes change your mind and perhaps your path. Every one of you sitting here today will have opportunities. Some will be boring, some won't pan out, some will be perfect, but that's the stuff that's hard to predict. The one thing we can all commit to is learning from our experiences and not being afraid to change based on them. We obviously don't all share the same circumstances, but the ability to change and reassess is the privilege you've earned through your hard work, and that potential is what is being recognized today. Thank you so much for having me. It's been an honor to celebrate this day with you. Good luck with everything you pursue, and congratulations again on this tremendous achievement.
Thank you, Charlie. I was very inspired by his story, and I'm very honored that I get to work with his group. Okay, I am honored to present to you today representatives of the faculty and the students of U of A South. Our first speaker is Todd Lutz. Dr. Lutz is the Program Director for Government and Public Service Program at U of A South. He teaches in Political Science, Government and Public Services and the Intelligence Studies program. He is speaking to you today as the role of this year's president at the U of A South Faculty Forum. And I just want to give him a personal thanks for really guiding me this year as I stepped into this new leadership role. So let's welcome Dr. Lutz.
So thank you, Melody. Welcome, graduates. Welcome, parents and families. Welcome to the faculty and dignitaries. Well, graduates, we finally made it to your day. The day that really is all about you. We, the faculty, can finally confirm that you've completed all our assignments, you've written all the papers, you've suffered through all our tests, and frankly, you've jumped through all our hoops to get to this day. Congratulations, you made it. Okay. But wait. I'm not sure you're quite out of range yet. It seems to me that I have one last chance here to lecture. And what a great captive audience you are. Can you blame me? Okay, so maybe I won't lecture exactly. I don't want to spoil the celebration too much. How about if I just give you one last late-term assignment before the semester is completely over? They love it when I do that. Today, this day that is all about you is called Commencement Day because it's more about your new beginning, your commencing or starting out on the rest of your journey than it is about anything that you've already completed. So don't worry. The assignment I have for you to take with you on your journey isn't another term paper. It is really just a burden you already have, one that comes together with your commencement. But I want to take time to point out and make sure you know it's there and how heavy it really is. Your new burden is always to remember how you have changed on this day. You are now one of only about 1 in every 4 people in the United States who has earned a 4-year college degree, and one of the 6.7% of the world's population who's earned a 4-year degree. Your degree and your education are now inalienable. They're a part of you that no one can ever take away from you. Your degree defines you as a college graduate. It is as inalienable as your most precious American rights. You can't give your degree away, and you can't sell it, except perhaps in terms of the higher salaries you're likely to earn as a result of your educational achievements. But what's the burden then? Didn't he mention something about a burden? The burden is that you are now leaders in our community and our world, whether you know it or not. And you must, therefore, carry the burdens that come with being leaders of the community. What does that mean? Let me tell you what I think it means. It means that as university graduates, you have responsibilities to remember as you commence your long journey into the real world. I could go on into how I think too often our leaders get distracted by the demands and temptations of the real world into thinking that leadership is more about their own wealth, their own status, their own image, or their own individual stuff. It's all about me. Than it is about putting the responsibilities of their leadership role first. Whether you like it or not, the fact is that your own personal journey as a leader commences now, today. And being a leader means it can't be all about you anymore. Serving your community before yourself and putting optimal long-term results above whatever might be best for the next quarterly financial report or the next election cycle, or even sometimes for you personally, I suggest, is the responsibility, the burden that commences today for you too, right here, right now. In 2005, 6 years before he died, Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple Computer, did his best to inoculate the graduates of Stanford University against the short-sighted thinking so endemic among leaders in America today. He did it, I thought, brilliantly by sharing his mortality with them and reminding them of their own mortality. He said, "Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life. Because almost everything, all external expectations, all pride, all fear of embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only what is truly important." So what is truly important to you? What way will you lead once you commence your journey away from this place? On this day that's all about you, let me suggest to you that tomorrow it really can't be all about you. It has to be larger than you. Arizona, America, and the world, and especially the 93.3% of the world's population that for one reason or another hasn't got what you all are getting here today. We all need it to be larger than you. So that's the burden I lay on you now as you commence your journey today. How's that for one last assignment? On behalf of the faculty of the University of Arizona South, congratulations and good luck. So thank you, I appreciate that. I have one more burden of my own here for you. It's actually a joyful burden because I was asked to recognize a couple of outstanding faculty members this year. Thanks to the goodwill of the University South Foundation and its president, Mr. Mike Boardman, who, if you can stand up now. Yeah. We have a lot of outstanding faculty at the University of Arizona South, but we want to recognize two in particular today. Please stand up briefly when I say your name, faculty members. We want to honor our outstanding faculty of the year, Dr. Rick Orozco. And we'd also like to honor our outstanding adjunct faculty member of the year, Dr. Margaret Allen. If you're here, please stand up. Okay. Rick and Margaret, there'll be plaques and a nice check waiting for you at the reception after the awards. Thank you all.
Got to stay with my script here. Thank you, Todd. And congratulations to you, Dr. Rosso. That's a great honor. So our next U of A South representative is USUAS President Marissa Herrera. And she is, yes, come on, make your way up. She is a representative of the student body as the president of the Associated Students of the University of Arizona South. Marissa pursued her associate's degree in elementary education from Cochise College while working in a local elementary school. In 2013, she transferred to the U of A South and received a full tuition scholarship from U of A South's continuing education program because of her community outreach through the literacy program and her contributions to community service work. As she continued her program, she remains active in the classroom, the community, and on campus. She has 4 children and a husband. I love that you put your children before your husband, who supported her throughout her journey in completing the Bachelor's of Science in Elementary Education. We are proud to call Marissa one of us, a UAS Wildcat for life. Please welcome Marissa.
Thank you. Good afternoon, families, friends, and the graduating class of 2017. Thank you all for being here to celebrate the academic achievements of the graduates today. Graduates, your tenacity to reach your goals has set you apart, and now your journey has led you here. Congratulations. UA South is a special place. Students who graduate from UA South have unique backgrounds and experiences that are often extraordinary. My own story includes amazing opportunities to serve my community through outreach on behalf of UA South. I want to thank the Continuing Education Department and Dr. Delala for supporting my efforts to learn and grow through service. In the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., everyone can be great because everyone can serve. I have had the opportunity and the support of teachers, fellow students, and loved ones who have inspired me to be great. I want to thank Senior Vice President Vito, Dean Buckner, Dr. Satera, the faculty, staff, administration, and the dignitaries who have joined us for the unwavering support that they provide to students. Here, we have the opportunity to study and earn degrees that leverage our talents and abilities and lead to careers that directly serve the needs of our communities. UA South has prepared me to be a teacher through its excellent elementary education program. As a trained educator, I can give back to the community I love by teaching the next generations of students and prepare them to face the challenges of the 21st century. Whew, that's big weight. I want to thank the Student Services Department, especially Assistant Dean Sarah Wieland, Michelle Menninger, and Clara Gonzalez for their support and guidance, for providing us real-world experiences here at South through which we can learn and grow. The opportunity to serve as president of the Associated Students of University of Arizona South has provided me with leadership experience and the chance to leave behind a legacy of service. I also want to extend a warm thank you to the University Foundation for providing generous scholarships and other resources to students who could not otherwise afford a higher education. Thank you. I often reflect on how much I've been through to get to this moment. As students, we all share the memories of opening our first syllabus, of arriving to class on the first day or the last day, of that panic from the looming deadline of an unfinished research paper, and the sense of accomplishment when it is finally submitted. We share the memories of many due dates and deadlines, logging into D2L, and turning in our last assignment before summer break. We all remember sacrificing time with our families to work on school, and thus we treasured the moments we could spend with them even more. Each of us have experienced the struggle and challenges, but because of that, we now get to experience triumph and joy. So take this moment and treasure it. Share it with your family and your friends, those who were beside you, encouraging you and supporting you every step of the way. But remember that this is a commencement ceremony. It is not the end. It is the beginning of a new chapter in your life. You have given your best, you've persevered, and now you have succeeded, and it's time to take the next step on your journey. And in the words of Anne Frank, how wonderful it is that nobody wait a single moment before starting to improve the world. So go conquer the world, Wildcats, and bear down.
Thank you, Marissa. Now I'm very pleased to introduce Melissa Vito, who is our Senior Vice President for Student Affairs and Enrollment Management. Would everybody please join me in welcoming Dr. Vito?
Thank you so much. I'm always humbled when I follow a student leader speaking, because I always think I'm going to say something really wise, and then I realize, Marissa, you hit that out of the park. And so I think another round of applause for the awesome representation and students that we've had here. I get to attend a lot of different commencement events. Actually, I get to attend a lot of events through the year where I'm around students and I get to celebrate accomplishments. But I have to say that of all the things I do, this one always stands out as uniquely special to me. And I'll tell you why, and I want you to know that on behalf of the University of Arizona, we're so proud of everything that you accomplish. I look at this audience, and I know I'm not necessarily looking at an 18-year-old who came here 4 years ago, whose parents paid for every aspect of their college experience and had an easy path and will be graduating and heading off into the world, not unscathed, but relatively simply. I look out here and I see parents and veterans, maybe even a grandparent or two. I see sons and daughters. I see people who I know have been working full-time the entire time that they've been completing their degrees. And I think that adds a richness and a sense of accomplishment that is really special. And so I want you to know that I recognize that. We all recognize it at the University of Arizona. And it also resonates with me. I know that for all of us who get to participate in ceremonies like this, we probably somewhere in our brains think back to where we were or how our own academic accomplishments have happened. And so I'm looking at you thinking, why does it matter that we celebrate your accomplishments, knowing the struggles that you've all been through? And then I think back 10 years ago to myself, because, as Melody said, it always comes back to us in certain ways. And I was recently divorced mom of twin boys in high school. So I know we have some parents here. High school years for twin boys or boys, times 2, not easy as a single mom. And I was finishing my doctorate because my chair of my committee was going to retire in May, and so I had to get it done. And I was also doing a couple of jobs because we'd had some institutional transition. So I look at you, and I have to say that I remember staying up all night long, getting up, making sure that my kids had food because they were twin boys and not necessarily completely independent, and sending them off into the world, and yet on Saturday nights making sure I was up till midnight or whatever their curfew was to make sure that they were still sort of staying straight and narrow and the way that I knew they needed to be in high school. And so it's not easy to balance full-time work. It's not easy to be a veteran coming back to school. It's not easy, but that accomplishment, I think that sense of achievement is so awesome. And I recognize that, and we all recognize it, and I think that's part of what makes this ceremony and everything that you've accomplished so special, and also why I have a real big heart for where you are. So as I was reflecting on things, I thought, the awesome thing is you've gotten your degrees, but it doesn't necessarily make you a happy person. It doesn't mean that you're satisfied with your life. It means you've gotten your degrees, so it's one big thing you don't have to do anymore, and you can check it off your list, and it probably will open some career doors. You might be able to get a little bit more sleep for a while until you take on more responsibilities. But I thought about and all those things are true. I've ended up with career opportunities I hadn't planned on because I did finish my doctorate. And at times I get a little bit more sleep. But the happiness part is really important. So what is it that you can combine with your degrees and your accomplishment that creates the path to happiness? And people who know me well know that this is what I tell everyone, and I really believe it. Number one, and I heard it during our student speech, I heard it during Dr. Buckner's speech, approach every single day with a sense of wonder and gratitude. We're pretty fortunate to be alive, to be here, and notice all the things around us. But gratitude to me is the number one predictor of happiness. And so just for whatever it's worth, I want to give you that piece of advice, no quiz. The second thing is, let go of all the junk that's out there. So forgiveness, I think, is a good thing to pair with that. We've all had speed bumps or, as we heard from our faculty speaker, maybe an extra hoop to jump through that didn't feel fair or something that didn't work out for us. You got to just let it go. It's done, and anything that we dwell on is part of our past. So I think that that's the second piece that makes you happy. And then the third thing is realizing that every single day is a choice. So you chose to finish your degrees. In spite of everything else that you're doing, what you do next will be a choice. There's never a reason to feel trapped. There's never a reason to feel like we don't know what we're going to do next. Just take a step and always realize you've got what you need through your education. If you recognize the good that we have, and you don't dwell on the stuff that hasn't worked out, you will be able to choose your futures, and they will be amazing and awesome. And again, on behalf of the University of Arizona, I just want to congratulate you, welcome you to the world of people who finished their degrees, masters and bachelors, and welcome you to a time where you don't have to get up tomorrow morning and take a test, study, or write a paper, and go out and do something terrific. Thank you.
Okay, time for the pop quiz, right? Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Vito. So I would like, the pop quiz. I wasn't kidding. Okay, what are the 3 Ps? Positive attitude. Pizza. Oh, Dr. Vito said pizza. Not yet. Maybe that's the 4th P. Okay. I would like to invite Dr. Cetera to acknowledge our outstanding students for 2016. Dr. Cetera has served admirably as the Associate Dean of Academic Affairs for the past 2 years. In addition to serving as the Associate Dean, she is also the Program Director for the History Department. I thank her for her hard work and dedication to U of A South. Please welcome Dr. Cetera.
Thank you, Melody. Each year, we recognize the achievements of outstanding seniors and graduate students. Today, we honor 2 undergraduate students and 2 graduate students and 1 honor student. I'm calling the following students to join us on the stage. Outstanding undergraduate Laura Hurtado Salinas. Veronica Munoz. Our two graduate students, Laurie Sheldon and Mariah Harvey. And our honor student, Angela Lucero. So, the students are nominated by our UA South faculty members and selected by a subcommittee of the Faculty Forum based on fulfilling 1 or more of following criteria: a minimum of a 3.5 grade point average, student has demonstrated significant responsibility in 1 or more of the following areas: provided support and leadership of a class, served as a preceptor in a lecture, discussion, or laboratory course, conducted or served in a leadership role on a research project, involvement in community service or related work, demonstrated outstanding performance in a practicum or internship, or other leadership and exceptional practices. So first, we want to honor our outstanding graduate for Cochise County, Laura Hurtado Salinas. Laura, please join me. Laura completed her bachelor's degree in government and public services in December 2016 with a GPA of 4.0. That's very impressive. Laura is the first one from a family to graduate from college. According to Dr. Deno, she approached every class as an opportunity to master new and exciting topics with enthusiasm and genuine intellectual curiosity, being the student to whom other students turn for leadership, guidance, and academic support. Laura also worked as our student worker in Douglas with an impressive work ethic and a genuine desire to make a difference in her community. Laura served as the president of Gamma Beta Phi, received numerous scholarships, including the Education Unida Scholarship of the Mexican Consulate in Douglas, and our University South Foundation, and represented UA South and the University of Arizona at the Capitol Hills Days last year during the National Hispanic Association of Colleges and Universities in Washington, D.C. And she was one of 300 students in the nation selected and invited to be chosen to attend the Dreamers and Movimiento 2016 Forum in Los Angeles, California. So Laura exemplifies education in many positive ways: academic excellence, pursued engagement, a deep passion for helping others. In some, as Melissa Silva puts it, she is the comprehensive package of a successful UA South student. Please join me in congratulating Laura. Our second outstanding graduating senior is from our Pima County programs, Veronica Munoz, a human services major. Veronica is, as Dr. Sheena Brown writes, the quintessential human services professional and has been all her life. Helping others selflessly is a credo Veronica lives by. Her list of community service is long. She volunteered at the Special Olympics, the Holy Family Catholic Church Soup Kitchen, and the Agape Hospice, and she has personally stepped in, caring for a terminally ill woman for 8 months, and helping a stranger in need of a long-term child care help for her 3-year-old son. In the classroom, Veronica is a pillar of support to her peers, sharing her knowledge and experiences. Veronica's excellent academic work is of the highest quality. In her theoretical research assignment, in her BASV 316 class, Veronica has gone the extra mile and talked with numerous community members and hospice professionals to provide not only a well-researched paper, but one that is informed by real-life situations. Veronica is a dedicated and engaged student. She's fun to be around, and it's easy to see why all of her children at Casa de los Niños, her current internship place, love her. Congratulations, Veronica. Our outstanding Master of Science in Educational Technology student is Lori Sheldon. Laurie has been an exceptional student during her time at the Educational Technology program. She has excelled in the programs in all the courses she took, earning a 4.0 GPA. She studied every topic with great enthusiasm and dedication, driving to understand the pedagogical issues that we face in educational settings today and the role technology plays in solving some of these issues. In her independent studies, she explored teaching digital literacy skills in a retailing and consumer science course, her home department. The materials she developed were then used in several classes. This work included the use of digital badging, which was a concept new to the RSCS faculty. During her internship with Fashion and Consumer Science Fashion Minor Program, she converted a 15-week face-to-face course into a 7-point-week format for the instructor and developed a variety of online learning resources. As preceptor, she provided excellent guidance to her peers and mentored them in a kind and caring way. The Educational Technology faculty, Drs. Johnson, Czakowski, and Strait, are proud of her growth and academic achievements. Please join me in congratulating Laurie Sheldon. Our next graduate student honoree is receiving her Master's of Education in Secondary Education, Mariah Harmony Harvey. As an MED student in the Borderland Consortium, Mariah had to balance her coursework, her family, and teaching at Paulo Freire Freedom School, where she has opened her classroom to our students as a meeting place for collaboration and lesson planning. In this role, Mariah had led her fellow students through well-thought-out exercises and demonstrates her deep ability to inspire and lead. As a graduate student, Mariah has been a keen analyst of the textual material of courses. She does not accept easy answers and pushes her fellow students to deeper understandings of the work under consideration. Her graduate research project, The Impacts of Social Justice Education on Students' Self-Perceptions of a Social Justice Identity, explores students' engagement in a social justice curriculum and the impact of the curriculum on the students' lived experiences. According to Drs. Kralovec and Orozco, Mariah is poised to make a significant contribution to advancing the social justice agenda in education. Congratulations. Our last student to be honored here on stage is our honor student, Angela Lucero. Angela is graduating from our elementary education program. She is a wife, mother of 3 teenagers, an officer of our student government, and a member of Gamma Beta Phi Honor Society. She also coaches a middle school Cyber Patriot team. Angela graduated with high honors from Cochise College, and she continued her journey as an honor student here at UA South, which means taking on additional academic work and engagement in many classes through the honors contract for several classes, on top of being an already busy student. Over the last year, Angela was working on her thesis, cultivating skills to ensure success for middle school students. And I remember her because Angela, when I see Angela, she has always been smiling, and working on her thesis for the last 2 semesters has been challenging, but she never lost her smile. It was tired at times, but she kept smiling through it, through the hard work. Her project focused on supporting the development of skills acquired during early adolescence, roughly between the ages of 11 and 14, including empowerment, initiative, and competence. Angela taught her students how to use the various strategy components of cognitive strategy instructions, CSI, modeling, cueing, prompting, and self-regulation. After she modeled and allowed time for students to practice using these skills, the students were asked to use CSI in a recent Cyber Patriot competition and won. Angela believes it was because the students learned how to initiate, self-regulate, and when needed, prompt each other during the competition. Her thesis advisor, Dr. Cedar, thinks that it was her to help the team because of her warm and passionate help and mentorship. Her message to Angela is, continue to be passionate and compassionate with your students. You have great energy, and it just radiates within your teaching. Congratulations, Angela, and we will see you again as a cyber student. So thank you all, and congratulations to all of you, all of our graduates.
So our next U of A South representative is Gamma Beta Phi President Jesela Grijalva. Jesela, want to make your way up, and I'm going to talk about you as you make your way up here. She is one of only 7 students across the entire U of A community to receive a senior award, and she will be at the main campus tomorrow receiving that award. She's graduating with a Bachelor's of Arts in Government and Public Service and has really brought GPB to a new level of involvement with our U of A South. She also joined me on our trip to Washington, D.C. for Haku, and I would say she is an absolute joy to be with, and she challenged each one of those senators and representatives. I was very proud of her. So, come on over.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Jesela Grijalva. I'm the president of Gamma Beta Phi Honor Society at the University of Arizona South. Members of our society are non-traditional students who have accomplished academic excellence by maintaining a cumulative GPA of 3.5 or higher, in addition to dealing with the competing demands of work and school and family. Gamma Beta Phi is a hybrid honor society. Students can actively participate at any U of A South campus or remotely. Our monthly meetings are virtual and in person. Many of us serve our local border communities through community service, and students who participate remotely do community services in their community. Gamma Beta Phi inspires members to lend their strengths to their fellow students at the University of Arizona South and communities through their academic achievement, leadership, and community service. First, we're going to be presenting a plaque to our Excellence in Service Award, which recognizes a faculty or staff member at the University of Arizona South, someone who inspires students, demonstrates dedication to students, and has made a positive difference in the lives of society members. The recipient of this award is Dr. Barbara Cetera. Dr. Cetera has been an outstanding supporter of Gamma Beta Phi. We appreciate her taking the time to participate in every Gamma Beta Phi event, especially the annual Gamma Beta Phi cleanup, for also mentoring our leaders and students, and for her commitment to improving the lives of students. Dr. Cetera. And next, it's going to be from a student that we've heard of who's received our Community Service Award for Gamma Beta Phi. And this is a student who we do track our points of our engagement points as well as community service points. And the student who earned the most points this semester gets this award, and that's going to be Marissa Herrera.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to serve this community, and I look forward to serving the community in many other ways. Thank you.
And that concludes our award. So we have our Community Service Award as well as our Excellence in Service. And
now I'm going to present our Gamma Beta Phi Outstanding Senior Award. The recipient here is Jessela Grijalva, the president. Trying to figure out how to do this here. And except you got your award. There it is. Thank you, Jessela, for being a great leader. She's a go-getter. I can't say enough about how active Jessela has been and an inspiration to all of us student leaders and students. So thank you again, Jessela. We're very proud of you.
I have to say the best part of being interim dean this year has been getting to know these two women and a lot of the other students that I've been able to meet and talk with. I think that's the best part of this job. Okay, are you guys ready? See, there's some little things up here I think we're going to be handing out to you. Okay. Would Professors Kralovic and Johnson please take your positions? Faculty marshals, please prepare the graduates.
Master of Education in Secondary Education, Ricardo Medina, Jr.
Nubia Elias, Masters of Education in Secondary Education, transferred from Cochise College.
Aaron Boulay, Master of Education, Secondary Education.
Cole Colvin, Masters of Education.
Jonathan Quintero, Master of Education, Secondary Education, transferred from Cochise College.
Claire Brock Apasi Chea, Masters of Education in Secondary Education, transferred from Arizona State University.
Do you get fitted when you get this outfit?
Yeah. I usually have a tan that goes with it, but they didn't put it in the bag. It's supposed to be transported.
Mariah Harvey, Master of Education, Secondary Education.
Congratulations.
Tira Zern, Masters of Education in Secondary Education, transferred from Pima Community College.
Congratulations.
Maria Fernanda Velasco, Master of Education, Secondary Education.
Susan Eaton, Masters of Education in Secondary Education.
Congratulations.
Ashley Acuna, Master of Education, Secondary Education.
Velma Cacciolato, Masters of Education in Secondary Education.
Elizabeth Wolf, Master of Education, Secondary Education, transferred from University of Arizona.
Angelov. Irene Angelov, Masters of Education in Secondary Education, transferred from Cochise College.
Ryan Walker, Master of Education, Secondary Education, transferred from Weber State University.
Kevin Alexander, Masters of Education in Secondary Education, veteran of the U.S. Armed Forces.
Seth Pauley, Master of Education, Secondary Education.
Marcella Berruman, Masters of Education in Secondary Education.
Congratulations.
Ivan Lizarraga, Master of Education, Secondary Education, transferred from University of Arizona.
Congratulations.
William Rydell, Masters of Education, Secondary Education, veteran of the U.S. Armed Forces.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.
Did it. I'm done. Okay.
M. Davey, Master of Education, Educational Technology.
Lori Sheldon, Masters of Science, Educational Technology.
Well done.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Congratulations. Good work.
Paul Kays, Administration of Justice, transfer from Cochise College.
Congratulations.
Stephen Duran, Bachelor of Applied Science, Administration of Justice, transferred from the University of Arizona.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Okay, so I was supposed to stop on we did the regrets.
Brian Adams, Bachelor of Applied Science, Administration of Justice, transfer from Community College of the Air Force, veteran of the U.S. Armed Forces.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Sylvia Salcido, Bachelor of Applied Science in Early Childhood Education, transferred from Pima Community College.
Stacy Soto, Bachelor of Applied Science, Early Childhood Education, transferred from Pima Community College.
Alexis Balderrama, Bachelor's of Applied Science in Early Childhood Education, transferred from Pima Community College.
Congratulations.
Adriana Gomez, Bachelor of Applied Science, Early Childhood Education, transferred from Pima Community College.
Minerva Navarro, Bachelor of Applied Science in Early Childhood Education, transferred from Pima Community College.
Tommy Clardy III, Bachelor of Applied Science, Human Services, transferred from Phoenix College.
Christina Perdomo, Bachelor of Applied Sciences in Human Services, transferred from Pima Community College.
Great accomplishment.
Brigitte Curiel, Early Childhood Education, transferred from Cochise College.
Veronica Grijalva Munoz, Bachelor of Applied Science, Human Services, transferred from Cochise College.
Juan Parras, Bachelor of Applied Science, Human Services, transferred from Cochise College.
Trudy McLeod, Bachelor of Applied Science, Human Services, transferred from Cochise College.
Rebecca Hetherington, Bachelor of Applied Science, Human Services, transferred from Washburn University.
Jennifer Mendez, Bachelor of Applied Science, Human Services, transferred from Cochise College.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Kimberly Epperson, Bachelor of Applied Science, Human Services, transferred from Pima Community College.
Congratulations.
Daniel Cordero, Bachelor of Applied Science in Informatics, transferred from Mount San Antonio College.
Congratulations.
Christopher Harlow, Bachelor of Applied Science Informatics, transferred from Pima Community College.
Congratulations.
Jennifer Husson, Bachelor of Applied Science, Informatics, transferred from Cochise College.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Jacob T. Hernandez, Bachelor of Applied Science in Intelligence Studies, transferred from the United States Air Force Academy.
Thank you, Mel.
Cody Denton, Bachelor of Applied Science, Intelligence Studies, transferred from Cochise College.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Isaac Rosas, Bachelor of Applied Science in Intelligence Studies.
Congratulations.
Well done.
Eric Levario, Bachelor of Applied Science, Network Administration, transferred from Pima Community College.
Kurt Scholes, Bachelor of Applied Science in Network Administration, transferred from Cochise College, veteran of the U.S. Armed Forces.
Congratulations.
Raymond Young, Bachelor of Applied Science, Network Administration, transferred from Pima Community College.
Aaron Hawley, Bachelor of Applied Science, Organizational Leadership, transferred from Pima Community College.
Congratulations.
Michael Feinstock, Bachelor of Applied Science, Organizational Leadership, transferred from University of Maryland University, College Asia, USA.
Megan Merkwan, Bachelor of Applied Science in Organizational Leadership, transferred from Strayer University, veteran of the U.S. Armed Forces.
Louis Christian Davila, Bachelor of Applied Science, Organizational Leadership, transferred from Cochise College, veteran of the U.S. Armed Forces.
Maria Johnson, Bachelor of Applied Science, Organizational Leadership, transferred from Pima Community College.
Congratulations.
Joseph Klonik, Bachelor of Applied Science, Organizational Leadership.
Sally Smith Dryden, Bachelor of Arts in English, transferred from Pima Community College.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Anita Crespo, Bachelor of Bachelor of Art in English, transferred from Cochise College.
Congratulations.
Sorry. Christopher King, Bachelor of Arts, Government and Public Service, transferred from Cochise College, veteran of the U.S. Armed Forces.
Congratulations.
Tony Wadek, Network Administration, transferred from Cochise College.
Oh, you got a fan club. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Pamela Velasquez, BAS in Organizational Leadership, Mesa Community College.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
I think so. Jessela Grijalva, Bachelor of Arts, Government and Public Service, transferred from Pima Community College.
Laura Herdado Salinas, Bachelor of Arts, Government and Public Service, transferred from Cochise College.
Tyson Van Patten, Bachelor of Arts History, transferred from Cochise College, active duty service member of the U.S. Armed Forces.
Congratulations.
Okay. Tracy Kolodzi, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, transferred from Cochise College.
Virginia Bird, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, transferred from Cochise College.
Great job.
Kayla Para, Bachelor of Art in Psychology, transferred from Cochise College.
Pablo Villarreal, Bachelor of Science, Psychology, transferred from Cochise College.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Monica Navarro, Bachelor of Science in Commerce, Cochise College.
Congratulations.
Giselle Gonzalez, Bachelor of Science, Commerce, transferred from Cochise College.
Samantha Valenzuela, Commerce, Pima Community College.
Danielle West, Bachelor of Science, Commerce, transferred from Pima Community College.
Congratulations. You have a fan club.
Angela Lucero, Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education, transferred from Cochise College.
Congratulations.
Marisa Herrera, Bachelor of Science, Elementary Education, transferred from Cochise College.
Yvonne Flores, Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education, transferred from Cochise College.
Tanya Ott, Bachelor of Science, Elementary Education, transferred from Pima Community College.
Congratulations.
Megan Blaida, Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education, transferred from Pima Community College.
Juliet Montague, Bachelor of Science, Elementary Education, transferred from Pima Community College.
Aaron Buckley, Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education, transferred from Pima Community College.
Congratulations.
James Turner, Bachelor of Science, Elementary Education, transferred from University of Texas at Arlington, veteran of the United States Armed Forces.
Congratulations.
Jessica Sanchez, Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education, transferred from Western New Mexico University. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Lauren Porter, Bachelor of Science, Elementary Education, transferred from Cochise College.
Angelica
Hold on.
Alvarez, Bachelor of Science, Elementary Education, transferred from Cochise College.
Brianna Tillett, Bachelor of Science, Elementary Education, transferred from Cochise College.
Congratulations.
Manuel Pedregon, Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education, transferred from Cochise College.
Congratulations.
Fabian Ochoa,
Great job.
Bachelor of Science, Elementary Education, transferred from Cochise Community College.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Margarita Gonzalez, Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education, transferred from Cochise College.
Lupita Peña, Bachelor of Science, Elementary Education, transferred from Pima Community College.
Congratulations. You lost. Jennifer Estrada,
Congratulations.
Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education, transferred from Cochise College. Congratulations.
Great job.
Okay, we have to take it. Can we confirm now?
Yes. Got your notes right there? Yeah. Okay. So it is time for us to confer degrees. So would the master candidates please rise? You guys are an awesome group. So, Senior Vice President Vito, it is my honor to present you with these candidates who have satisfied the requirement for the degree of Masters of Education and Masters of Science.
Thank you, Dr. Buckner. By the authority vested in me by the Arizona Board of Regents, I confer upon each of you the appropriate master's degree as recommended by the faculty of the University of Arizona. In accordance with the usual custom, you as individuals are entitled to all the rights, privileges which pertain to your degree, here and everywhere else. Congratulations.
Please be seated. Okay, our undergraduates, please rise. Senior Vice President Vito, it is my honor to present you with those candidates who have satisfied the requirement for the degree of the Bachelor's of Applied Science, Bachelor's of Arts, and Bachelor's of Science.
Thank you, Dr. Buckner. By the authority vested in me by the Arizona Board of Regents, I confer upon each of you the appropriate bachelor degree as recommended by the faculty of the University of Arizona. In accordance with usual custom, you as individuals are entitled to all the rights and privileges which pertain to your degree here and elsewhere. Congratulations.
Okay, please remain standing. And would the master students please stand? Okay, so I am going to go over the flipping of the tassel with you. So you guys ready? There's a whole thing that goes with the flipping of the tassel. So the origins of awarding degrees and graduation ceremonies began in medieval Europe. The first academic degrees were conferred in approximately 1160 AD at the University of Bologna in Italy, with the practice spreading quickly to other European universities, most notably the University of Paris in France, Oxford University, and Cambridge University in England. The procedures for awarding degrees at this university are based on the practices that were developed in the University of Paris in the late 12th or early 13th century, as the final rite of passage called commencement, and as the visible symbol of the completion of your apprenticeship at the University of Arizona South. Please move your tassel from the right side of your mortarboard to the left side. All right. Congratulations. You may be seated. Thank you very much. Now, as our final commencement tradition, it will be presented by Randy Groth. Now, Randy Groth is a U of A graduate, as it was stated earlier. He graduated in 1990. He was also the former dean of the U of A South. Randy, I would like to present you our newest class of Wildcats for Life.
Melanie, thank you so much. Well, this couldn't have been set up any better because you've done a great job today. This is a great day. This is a great country, and this is a great university. No question about that. You see, America starts with an A, ends with an A, has 7 equal letters represented by red, white, and blue, freedom, liberty, democracy. The University of Arizona starts with an A, ends with an A, 7 equal letters, red, white, and blue, and represents teaching, research, and public service. So now what you've done is you've gone from that student position to that graduate position today. Now you have to go to that alumni position. And that's really important because that's a responsibility that you have to this university and that this university has to you. So Melanie had her 3 P's and her V, and Melissa had her story about that related with what you're doing. I've got a J and a C and a G. And the J stands for, you got to join the Alumni Association. Dr. Lutz told you how much money you're going to make as soon as you get out of here with these new jobs you have. You got to go. You got to become a bronze member, a gold member, or a platinum member. Or you can become a life member for just a mere $1,000 for your whole life. So dig down in those pockets, grab that money, join the Alumni Association. Number 2 is C. C is for connect. Because once you join, the connections that you make, not only that you've made here, but the connections you'll make of the hundreds of thousands of alumni that are all over this country in every state and all over the world. You'll be walking on the Great Wall of China or in the Solomon Islands, and you won't know a soul, but you'll recognize that shirt that's got that red, white, and blue A on it, or that little pin, and that'll be in the elevator talk wherever you are in the world. You'll be able to walk up to that person and say, hey, I'm a U of A grad, and I'm an alumni, and you guys will have stories. The connections are important. Stay connected to these faculty, stay connected to these folks up here, stay connected to your peers, and get connected with the alumni, because they can help you, you can help them, and you have this responsibility to your university. And finally, it's G. I only had 3, not 4, Melanie, and the final one is G. Dig deep and give. As you progress through your careers and you make more money, remember how you got there. Remember the hard work, and remember all those people that gave before you so that you could have certain things and certain privileges and certain programs and certain faculty and certain colleges here, because people gave back to the university. It's now you have to pick up that baton and you have to give back as well. So on behalf of the Alumni Association, congratulations, and we're going to get a hold of you one way or the other. You can't escape this.